Blade Shows Texas 2025 is in the books. Actually, today's the last day. I didn't go. I went to the first day. It was cool. Got to hang out with some people I know from the internet, and then see them in person is pretty cool. You know, met Jared from These Knives. You know, we've been text buddies for over a year. I saw Jeremy Sires. I've been following him for at least 4 years. I got a ton of his man cards and ashtrays. Saw Taylor Martin, wished him the best, and told him, I appreciate the fact that he took it like a champ, us going back and forth for the last couple of years. I met Pretty Ricky, his videographer, whatever the hell he does for his channel. A lot of great content creators. And this is everything that I got from the show. And I'll just let you know anything that was purchased by me or given to me. And I'm gonna be doing a video of the 5 best things I saw at Glade, Texas. That'll be coming here in the next couple of days. But the things that I actually acquired, I think are pretty unique. And I had an opportunity to get a lot of stuff I turned down. You're gonna see other videos from other creators say, oh, the shit I got from Glade, Texas. I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw the creator, one creator gathering this stuff. He literally was just walking around and people were just handing him shit. So I'm gonna tell you the shit I bought and the shit that was given to me just for full transparency's sake. So everything that I got was not necessarily a knife. First, we're gonna talk about Glade Made in their wallets. Now, these were given to me, even though I don't know how many times I told the creator himself, I said, dude, you don't have to worry about giving me the wallets. I thought they were super cool, mostly because the thing about them is he hand makes them, but you can access your cards one-handed. You wouldn't believe how much I love my proof wallets. I love my Esker wallets. I love all that type of stuff. But with this wallet, you can literally access your cards with one hand, which is important for me for a number of reasons. There is a lot of scenarios when I'm in a convenience store, a Walmart, if I'm in, wherever, and I'm holding one of my kids' hands. I want to hold their hands, but I also want to pull my card out to either tap to pay or hand the card to the actual vendor so that we can pay for the items. Being able to do that with one hand is pretty dope, because most of the time I end up kind of pulling my kid's hand close to me and pulling the card out. This is a first world problem, but the fact that he's hand making these in the United States with American made parts, I have 2 copies here in the carbon fiber. One is his large version and one is kind of like the regular size. They both come with these built-in money clips. So if you want to carry your cash separately, or even if you just want to carry cash by itself, you can do that pretty easily, which I think is pretty dope, because there's going to be a lot of times where you're traveling or whatever, and you want to just take cash with you, or if you just like the way that the money clip looks, you can buy that separately. You can buy without it. I'll try to link up down below if I can find his website. I also like the fact that he is excited about his own stuff. He's been doing this for well over a decade, hand making this stuff. I think it's dope. He's out of Georgia. He was down at Glade, Texas, in the Key Bar booth, which we all love us some Key Bar. They're making stuff in America. I like this wallet. There were some wallet makers there, but this is the one that caught my attention. Glade Made. Love what y'all are doing out there. Now, we got to talk about, I guess the thing that you get at a Glade show would be blades. Let me take a sip of this while you decide if you're going to subscribe or not. First thing we're going to jump into, Giant Mouse. I stopped by the Giant Mouse booth, the table, and they gave me this pry bar. It's very interesting looking. It's a pry. It is a carabiner. It's a bottle cap lifter. We've seen variations of this before in different scenarios from different companies. He's tried, I think, this was a giveaway item. They were giving away to the more than just creators. They're giving us away to just patrons that were at Blade show as well. He's making another version of this because some TSA agents don't like this jimping right here. This jipping is like, some TSA agents will confiscate this, some won't. It's clearly not a knife, and it's very small in the hand. This one is made of a piece of brass, so the patina action is going to be lovely. I think I actually might do a video on this of I'm going to show you guys how to use liver or so fur to patina some stuff. I do that quite often. But very small. I checked out their knives as well. They were pretty dope. But this is something that it's going to probably replace what I currently use to pop open suds here in the man cave, which is something I got from O-Knife years ago before they went out of business. So this is a very interesting piece that I picked up. But we got to talk about things that I actually purchased. All right, so everything here I didn't, was not just given to me. All right, so this is the Bear bottle opener version by Tactile Turn. They've made some subtle changes to the Bear, and I can see it as note in the new edition. See here, so this is the Bear, the very bottom. It's a Magna Cut blade. I have one that was in the copper variation, starting to get some nice patina on there. So it's still the same size. They've also dropped the price of it. It's still rocking a Magna Cut blade, but look what they did with that. They built into it a bottle cap lifter. Now, I particularly almost always have a bottle cap lifter near me, uh, mostly because if I go to a barbecue or something like that, or even here in the man cave, I tend to drink a lot of sparkling water, and also at any given moment can open up some stuff. Look what they did with that. So you do lose some real estate on the blade. You do lose a little bit of real estate on the blade itself, but now you get that bottle cap lifter. I thought that was really dope. I thought it was a unique design. This is a great talking piece. Sometimes you get a knife as a talking piece thing. Sometimes it's not always about having a super functional, just the flyest thing ever when it comes to a knife. This thing is now sub $300. I think when I bought this version here, I think it cost me $300. I can't remember. I purchased both of these with my own money. And Tactile Knife, Tactile Turn, they're in the Dallas Metroplex. They're here in Dallas, Texas. They get a lot of, they do most of the stuff in-house. The stuff they don't do in-house, they're doing from still American creators, American companies. I thought this was a unique thing to grab. And now that's kind of like I think that might be like we're rolling up on the spring. I think that could possibly become my barbecue, maybe my backyard barbecue type of knife if I see fit for that. For the longest time, that was this, but now I have the bottle cap lifter built in, which I think is pretty dope. Another thing that I purchased is going to be, this is the Mini Presidio 2 by Benchmade. Now, this thing has been out for over almost a decade. Mine has a born on date of February 20th of 2025. What does that mean? Although this has been out for well over 5 years, going closer to a decade, it's still in production. I have Benchmade's catalog for 2025. In the 2025 collection, they're telling you everything that's still in production and everything that's about to come out. So this month, for the month of March, I think this month is like the month of the barrage, but you can see the Mini Presidio 2 is still in here as a knife that's under production. And I really wanted to try this knife because I wanted something that was a little bit bigger than the mini Griptilian, which I love, but it's a little small in the hand. I didn't want the full-size Griptilian because it's a little big in the hand. And I kind of getting a little bit tired of how the grivery of my bug outs just aren't really cutting it for me. I have aluminum bug outs. I have carbon fiber. But when I saw this is from their Black Class lineup, which is their tactical lineup. And for this knife itself, it is a polymer scales, but it's reinforced with carbon fiber. A lot of times when you have polymer, they're reinforced with glass. So it's usually like a glass-filled reinforced polymer. A lot of guns are made of polymer. This just makes it lightweight. It does have steel liners on the inside, but it has holes cut out on those that kind of make it just a little bit lighter. If you can see the holes cut out on the steel liners on the inside of that. This is using the old axis lock pivot versus the new one that's on the 710. But even the old axis, I've never had any issues with the Omega springs. I've never had any issues with the action. This one's a little bit stiff. This is going to be about probably 200-300 flicks of me getting this done for the closing action. The opening action is great. It's going to be the closing action I need to work on a little bit. But I think this is significantly better than the bug out. And it has my favorite pocket clip that Benchmade makes. This thing rides deep. And I like the fact it's just I think this is the same one that's on the mini Griptilian or in the Griptilian. I just think that this pocket clip just puts more of the knife in your pocket. And when you're laying on your back working on something, the way this pocket clip is built, it doesn't allow the knife to creep out your pocket. That's why I like this pocket clip so much. But there was a local DFW gun range knife dealer there, and they had these with a great table price, which great table price for this got it back down to its 2016 or 2017 pricing. So, this, I think, I ended up picking this thing up for around $120, which back in like 4 or 5 years ago, $145 was too much for this knife. I think now Benchmade sells it for $180 on their website. Inflation, cost of materials, the butterfly tax. I understand all that, but I am excited to get that into the pocket more and more. Hey, listen, if you're getting good content out of this video, hit the like button and also consider subscribing. I like talking about EDC, SHTF, all that type of stuff. Let me know also in the comments down below, have you been to a Blade show and are you going to Blade Atlanta? Because if you are, you may just see your boy there. Now we got to talk about TKL Knives. First, Tim with TKL Knives. I got to meet him in person. We text a little bit. Every time I talk about a Montana knife company knife on this channel, a Tor Knives knife on this channel, Gerber fixed blade knife, I always get in the comments, you got to check out TKL this. You got to check out TKL that. Well, I'm checking out a TKL knife. This was given to me, full disclosure. He's now going to be shipping his knives in this dope looking pouch. This is a utilitarian type of pouch where the price that some of these made in America knives are asking, I like where he's starting to give you a little bit more bang for your buck. Now, the knife's going to ship in something like this, a little bit of RE action on it and patches action on it. If you want to replace those, you can just take them off the very front. I like that. That's pretty dope. Has his branding on the front. But here's what it looks like in the inside. So I asked him, I said, hey, when you package this up, can you package it how a customer would get it? Because I'm just curious to see what you would get. And you are kind of getting these Be Less Dumb Band-Aids that the branding on that is just so smart. I think that he said that they were in the shop one day and one of his employees was doing something stupid and he said, be less dumb, and it kind of stuck. And they put that on Band-Aids. And come on now, if you put that on an adhesive bandage to actually stop bleeding of your finger, that's just so smart. I hope that you have trademarked that, sir, because that's just super smart. You get the actual accessory, so you can make this into a neck knife. You can make this into a clip. You can put this a 2.1 clip on this. You can do an Alti clip. All this type of stuff works. But this is the DP1 by TKL Knives. Here's the thing. I said, can you give me something that's new? This dropped for Blade, Texas. This just came out the other day. And I wanted to show you guys this because I think it's very, very unique looking. This is the thinnest knife that he has made so far, the thinnest G10 scales that he's done so far. And so I love the way this looks. And although it's only like a 2-finger knife, because of the profile of it, you really feel like you can get up on it. This is going to be a knife where I actually add a leather paracord to it just to give my ring finger and my pinky finger something to hold on to. I normally don't do that, but I think this would be a scenario where a lanyard similar to this, but leather instead of nylon or 550 cord is going to make sense for me. I'm going to do that for this. You can get an AEBL steel. Here's the story behind this. Tim with TKL Knives extremely respects his father-in-law. It's actually one of those stories that I strive to have with my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, with my wife. He respects him so much and everything that he instilled in him as a man that he put his signature on every single one of these knives. His father-in-law currently has a brain tumor and he can't get out of bed. He can no longer write. So Tim took some of his signatures off of some of his old mortgage documents, and he made a knife like this for his dad, for his father-in-law, years ago when he first started making knives. And his dad said his father-in-law said he loved that knife so much because he worked for the government. He really couldn't have a long knife at work. This knife is 2 inches long, so it was very less intimidating. He loved the way it felt in his hand at work, and so he took the designs and everything that he's been learning since making that knife years ago, and he added the swag that is TKL Knives, the swedge, the jipping on the top, just the G10 scales are just that much better. The bolts on this are significantly better. Almost reminds me of the bolt carriage groove of an AR-15 for the actual action on this. You can run this without the scales and it will still feel pretty good in the hand because although the actual blade is pretty thin, you still got a nice little bit of stock where it goes all the way back for the full tang goodness. I like the story of this. I also like the fact that this is a neck knife, but it can be an EDC knife. Tim is trying to go more into the world of everyday carry. And although a lot of his other knives are very popular, the CQ being one of the most popular, if not the most, this one, I think, is going to be worthy of an everyday carry knife, especially if you had a 2.1 clip on it, an Alti clip. If you decide to wear it as a neck knife, whatever you decide to do, I think it's going to work out for that. It's very small. I mean, if we just compare it to this Benchmade, this is the full size of the knife with its sheath is the size of the Benchmade closed, damn near. So I'm excited about this. I'm gonna do a full review of this once it gets into the pocket. I want to carry it for a couple of weeks. Very nice pickup. Excited about that one that we got from TKL. And to mention, I mentioned earlier that was given to me. I like to reiterate stuff that I paid for and things I did not pay for. Now this is what I was excited for. Okay, I checked out a lot of stuff. One thing about Three Rivers Manufacturing, Halpern Titanium, they've been doing this for a long time. They have assisted almost any knife maker you can think of when it comes to high quality titanium. This company has had their hands in it. They've started a knife company. I talked about this a long while ago when they initially sent me the Atom. They've sent me the Nerd. They have sent me the Bulldog, which is one of my favorite knives. And I wanted to get the Neutron with my own money to show the support to the company themselves. And they dropped for Blade Show an exclusive new Neutron. This is their very first frame lock. And I not only was able to get this knife, but I also got it with the Magna Cut, which is my first time having one of their knives with Magna Cut. I've had 20 CV for their knives. When I met one of the co-owners of the company, he literally has had a Neutron in his pocket for 7 years with 20 CV, and it's fine. So it doesn't matter if your stuff is not Magna Cut. You know, everybody's real big on Magna Cut right now, but it's not a necessity. The thing I like about I've never owned the Neutron, but I know it's very similar to the Atom, is that you can change out the scales by just removing these two little bolts. Buy more scales from their website, and instantly, just like that on the show side, you have a brand new looking knife. And I like that type of stuff. I did get the Blade Show Texas exclusive. This one here is the fat carbon fiber with a little bit of purple mixed in. So if you do get this normally from their website, which is going to go on sale later on this week, you're going to get the carbon fiber look on both sides. They have other variations as well. I think you can get it in like this high yellow G10. Frame lock works really well. And I don't know if they're going to make this for a lefty. I know they said that the research, you know, took almost half a year to do. So they really were trying to work on the pocket clip, getting out of the way of the frame lock. But I bought this for my own money because I thought it was really, really dope. I mean, they even gave me like a solid, this is how you know they're a titanium first type of company. Whereas they gave me this keychain with it's a solid piece of titanium with their logo on it. I thought that was pretty dope. So, of course, obviously the rear of the knife is titanium. You get a little carbon fiber inlay on there. Very, very well done with the frame lock. Titanium pocket clip as well. Very good thumb studs. I have no issues with the sliciness of their knives. The heat treatment, I think they do a really good job. And I can't wait to one day go there and even do a facility tour because I'm a big fan of Benchmade. I like Spyderco. I like, first time get my hands on a TKL, you know I love me some Montana Knife Company. But I like the story of kind of the knife maker who didn't really want to be a knife maker. It's kind of like Bradford Knives. They're kind of the same way where they had this skill set, they had the connections, they had a thought, and they did it. And I think that's what inspires me so much with Three Rivers Manufacturing. That is what can inspire me to spend $300+ on a knife because I did buy this with my own money. And a lot of times I talk to you guys about you don't need to spend that much money on a knife, and you absolutely don't. But when you give me a story, a good quality product, a lifetime warranty, made in America, high quality feel, and an exclusive, sometimes you can grab my attention. On sale there, I could have finally got my hands on a Chris Reeve knife that's extremely rare to get your hands on. I could have bought one of those. I bought this Benchmade instead because I really wanted this knife to try it out in the hand. You know, there was opportunities to get a more popular TKL knife, but I really want to give you guys what more fits EDC. And the uniqueness of the tactile knife, the bear, but the bottle opener, that's a nice barbecue type of knife that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So my pickups were more focused on things that I think that have a good story, usefulness, or they're just going to be a nice party trick. I don't know. What do you think? Which one is the favorite pickup that I got from Blade, Texas? Is it going to be the good old Neutron 2 from Three Rivers Manufacturing. Is it the tactile knife bear with the built-in bottle cap? We also have this pry bar kind of looking thing when it comes to giant mouse. We got the TKL DP1. That could be a contender as well. The Benchmade Carbon Fiber Elite Mini Presidio 2. Or the wallet. Let's just stick with the knives. Which one of these are your favorite? First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.